because today I'm going to be working on leather sheath for knives, and I'll be setting up while I'm on the live feed. So that is what's going on, and I'll be talking about it as I unload things. Incense. I always have incense in the shop. I love burning them. I love the way they smell. They make me happy. I like things that make me happy. So with that, I'm reloading my incense. And my incense, they go on a little horn, a little water buffalo horn, if I recall. There you go. You just heard them fall. There they are. And this little guy right here, I made this some time ago. This is actually one of my most used little shop knives. And they're honestly really cool little critters. I might even make a sheath for this today, but we'll see. Time will tell. I'm still not sure what to do with that. I use it for all sorts of little like scribe cutting and stuff like that. I think that's what it's called, scribe cutting. Okay, and I got some leather dye. Here's some. Which one is this? This is just black. It's not USMC black, which is like the blackest black of the blackest black. And then I got a little bit of light brown. I'm gonna try and use this on one of them. We'll see how that works. Not yet sure because it really is quite low, and leather can really heat up some dye very quickly. And I'm also trying to go live on another right now. So that's where I am at. Oh my God, I got sound coming in on my TikTok. And yeah, anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. And the person that just showed up, hi, how's it going? I'm getting ready to set up to start doing some leather sheath work. And I am not very good at leather sheath work, so you are going to be here with me as I learn how to do leather sheath work. And I have made some before in my life. They weren't the best. They weren't the worst. So some are actually okay. And yeah, that's just where things are at. It's a Sunday night chill. Okay, let's see how long it takes for TikTok to scold me for smoking cigars while I'm live, because I will be lighting up a cigar here in a minute. All right, and here's my daily smoker. This is actually a, what is this? A Maker's Choice Dominican, not a Dominican thoroughbred, but I think it's like all Dominican except for the binder, maybe the wrapper, something like that. It's a good stick though, honestly. And that's what I do. I normally actually bite the end off. I don't cut the end. It's just not, I don't know. It's just something I learned. And I guess that's just how like people like Arturo Fuente, who makes really nice cigars, does it. Or his son now, Arturo Fuente Jr. And I guess I'll just keep the tradition alive. Well, hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Rachel out of Detroit. This is Forge Le Femme. It's still my favorite way to light a cigar. Some get upset by that, and they think I'm like disrespecting the cigar by lighting it with a blowtorch. I don't see it that way. I don't think cigars are anything that needs or doesn't need respect. I think it's just a handmade thing. Some are good, some are okay. Most of them are pretty good. That's about it. That's the long and short of it for me. Julio Nahira, fuck off. Get off my life. Don't tell me not to smoke, dude. You don't care about me. You don't care about my health. Don't act like you do. I do not care if your children are watching. Your children can go too. All of you can kick rocks. Don't start telling people what to do. Worry about your own life. I have a family. I don't need anyone here trying to tell me how to live. If your kids are offended by people smoking, I don't know what to tell you, and I don't really care if you're offended. So go away. Actually, I'm going to block you. Can't stand people like you telling me how to live my life. Okay. Goodbye. Let's see. Now I gotta get my leather tools and my knives. I'm gonna show you my knives I'll be making sheaths with. These knives are actually pretty sweet. Oh, Tommy Chu, hi, you subscribed. Well, thank you for subscribing. I'm sorry that you saw me get angry at people. It's something with YouTube. I don't know what the deal is, but YouTubers will come on here and start telling you not to smoke, and they'll start saying really weird stuff, and I do not get it, and it's the only platform I experience, and it's actually YouTube. And if you know why, please, by all means, let me know, because I don't get it. Okay, that's actually the first time someone said it to me in quite a while. All right. Let's see. Like that. Let's raise this up. There we go. It's getting there. Okay. To the people that are hanging out, where are you guys from? I am from Detroit, Michigan. And we're about to get this leatherworking party started. I guess that'll work. Do I really know what I'm doing when it comes to leatherwork? No, not really. I really don't. Um, I have done some leatherwork, like I said, but I'm not very good at it. And here is, oh, I got my headphones in. Oops, a daisy, it just ring off in my ear. Gotta get rid of that. All right. Nice headphones, by the way. These are JBL, and they are Live Free TWS. I don't know what that stands for. Number 2, I think. These are really awesome headphones. I ain't lying. I love them. My second pair, actually. My girlfriend got my other pair. But anyway, these are like knives, kind of like this, that I'll be making sheaths for tonight. Just little guys. I call them end cuts. I make them from scraps. And like, here's another one right here. This is more Japanese kiridashi inspired. And they're all made from like file ends, like, hand file. And if people are not sure what a hand file is, because not everybody knows what they are. I get it. This is a hand file. You guys have seen them in movies and cartoons and all that stuff. And I get old broken ones and whatnot from flea markets, or ones that are like well past their prime. This one's actually really quite nice still. I use this one a lot. And well, anyway, before I get too far on that file, these are the knives I'll be making them out of. Like I said, this one's like a Japanese kiridashi inspired style. And yeah, I got people over here on TikTok. Hi guys. Here's what I'll be making sheets for, stuff like this. And then let's see if I can. I think I gotta do it this way. I got a ring knife. I can spin it around like the karambit style. And yeah, this is another one I will be building a sheath for. And I'm actually going to be giving one of these away tonight, well, tomorrow, to someone that bought one of my battle spoons. And I needed to get the order out on Friday, but on a quick quality control check before sending it out, I noticed I needed to refinish something, and it would have felt bad of me to not fix it. So I told her I'll totally make it square with you. That's how I'm going to do it, by giving her a little knife, because her little ordeal, I think it'll go well with it. Hopefully she appreciates it. All right. Let's see. So I got one. And like I showed you guys this little guy right here. These little things are so handy. Like, they seem silly, but they are such a handy size little knife. And they're all made out of, like I said, file ends. That's why I call them end cuts. This is another one right here, just another little guy. And it's got, like the little ring. I mean, I guess you guys could, like, I don't know, swing it around. But it's I don't know, I just put the ring in it, just having some fun doing some drifting. And then over here on YouTube, No Slay More says hi. Hi. And then Gingeries over on TikTok says wrong camera. I don't know what you mean by that. And then Moise Montage, I think I said your name right, I hope. Dziękuję. Nice flag. Dziękuję. I used to wait tables, and I'd write that at the top of my receipt. I'd write thank you in Polish. And I'm from a really heavy Polish area. I'm in Detroit. We got lots of Polish here. And actually, this is from Polish Legion. My grandfather-in-law, he used to volunteer for one, and I got his hat. And yeah, we're all a bunch of Polacks over here. And so I made a funny video on Fat Tuesday with the flag. I had the one behind me. I had this hat on. I had my Polish eagle hoodie. It's a big red Polish eagle hoodie. Then I had a little Polish eagle, or Polish flag, which you can't see, it's over there. But I was just Polish to the bone. It was funny. And actually, I think it's on my YouTube. But anyway, here's another little end cut that I made. And fun little guy. This little hole, I drifted this better. This one I was like getting experimental. I always put it on the wrong finger. There we go. Like, there. And I probably wouldn't hold it that way. It probably cut my index finger. So that's the fourth one. I think I showed you guys this one. That's kind of like karambit style. It's kind of what the vibe I was going for, but like kind of like kiridashi style. I don't know. But it's pretty cool, and it's very handy. I don't know about you guys, but when I have like a spinning knife, I always like to use them like backwards. It's just the way I do it. I don't know. If you guys have a way of going about it, let me know. But this is another one. You can see like the file teeth are in it. Like, it almost looks like dragon scales when you think about it. But yeah, this is from an old hand file. From the Rust Belt era, or from the Rust Belt and the Industrial Revolution. And here's another one of my end cuts. This is one of the bigger ones.
I don't actually generally make them this size, but this is one that I obviously see that it is made, and this one's like pretty handy for people with bigger hands. Or they want like they call it more purchase, and like you can get your hand around it and your finger, and you can just go to town with it. And then, oh yeah, I have another little critter. Is that the last one? Oh no, I did. This is another one I didn't show. And here's another one. They're all somewhere around this size, really, when it comes down to it. And they're just really cute little guys, and they're just fun little knives to make. And it's got, they all got my logo stamped into them. The Forge Le Femme. I got to do some quality control on the rust on this. And these are not stainless. I do not use stainless steel anything actually. Everything I use is simple high carbon. It's been tried and tested for centuries, and it's something that I still have a lot of faith and trust in today. Then here's my last and final. This is actually my personal end cut right here. This one was also inspired by Kiradashi, but also a chameleon. That's why I did the little chameleon tail. Some will call them squirrel tails, but when they're just like a round circle, I call them chameleon tails. And this was actually made out of a farrier's rat. Look at the side of that. Cool, ain't it? And then yep, this is my little everyday carry, I guess you could say. It's a good little knife too. It's I have used this for so many things. I actually used this to turn some work pants into shorts when I was on my way home from Atlanta, and it was just so incredibly hot, and I needed something. So we ran into the thrift store, got some work pants, and then laid them out, and then we got shorts, and I was good to go for the rest of the ride back to Detroit, which was about I think 14 hours. All right, so let's start the whole shebang. Now I'm actually going to try and lay this out so I can get a line in here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I try to get a line through this, and it's a way you do it where I can like put a little trench in the leather, and it'll allow the seam, the thread, to be a little bit protected. You know what I'm saying? And let's see, y'all. We'll try it with this guy right here. I don't actually know what this tool is called, but this is the one I use for it, and it's a tiny little guy, and it's got like a. This is a guide to let you know how far you can go on the side of it. You put it on the side of the leather. So you put it on it like this. You can see it hangs over just a tiny bit. And then you drag it down. And when you drag it down, the little hole, you can see it in there. It's very tiny, but that will also start skinning in the leather, and it'll start, like I was saying, with the holes right here, it'll start digging that leather up. I'll just stop talking and show you guys. How about that? Okay, let me see if I got it set right. Hopefully I'll hit every hole right on the money. If not, I may have to, yeah, it didn't hit everything on the money. Might have to drill these holes to clean them up. We'll see. We shall see, because I did not stamp these on, they were stamped not straight. And when you do this, when you start by doing this with this little trencher tool, as we'll call it, because like I said, I don't know what it's called, it will, it'll actually give you a better guide for when you're needing to get your threads in, stamp your threads in, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I think that tool is called a pinking tool or something like that. I got to learn all my leather stuff. This is not my field of expertise, that's for sure. But I should stop making excuses and just, figure out what the heck these things are called. It's good to be aware of what you're doing. Makes people have more faith in you. Right now, I just sound like a babbling kid. Okay, let's see. We'll go this way. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can see, but there's the trench it made. And this is the leather piece right here. And I usually go through it like twice to get an extra good deep trench. I don't know why I was such a dumbhead and I didn't do this right from go. But then you'll see. You can see the trench is now in there. And this side's going to have to be cleaned up a bit, which that shouldn't be too terrible. But we shall see. Time will tell. I feel like a real blithering idiot. All right, and there I'm using this tool right here. Like this, actually, I don't know what this is called. Like I said, I think it's called like a pinking tool, but it puts 3 holes in at a time. And you'll see the 3 holes right there that I just put in right there. And that was done with this tool right here. and just a good old fashioned rawhide mallet. Some people like to use a mallet. I don't have it. It's like a round, odd kind of drumstick looking shape, like a drumstick ice cream. I don't even know how to describe it, but they can do it like really quickly and move really quick. I'm still working up to that. Now you can see I got some holes in my leather. That'll be where the stitches go. Here, you guys go over here. Same thing. I'm going to start this all anew right here at this corner. I'm going to start anew right here. And then I'm going to work all my way around. Oh boy. TikTok warned me. So as you see, I'm going to start working my way all the way around this way. I'm going to be using this, like I said, I'm going to be putting the holes in it. I'm live on 2 right now, you guys, just so you know. So I'm not like talking to nobody over here. I'm definitely talking to somebody. Well, whoever's out there listening. Whoever that might be. All right. Oh, no, I got hit twice. Damn it. And then I just go and follow the route all the way down. And I got to hit them pretty hard. And I got to ask you guys, if you guys over here on YouTube can hear me, how do I sound, by the way? I have my microphone on and I'm hammering. And if you guys could let me know if I sound good, throw me some likes and or throw some ones in the comment. Either way, I'm curious how my microphone is working. Same over here on TikTok. If you guys can hear me when I'm hammering, throw some ones in the comments. Give me a like on the video. Let's see what's going on. Show some love for your entertainment on this cold Sunday evening. And it is pretty cold here. We actually got snow here in Detroit, and I heard we were going to, but I wasn't convinced we were going to. And well, I woke up to a blanket of snow. It was nice, actually. Sounds good. Cool. Oh, just effing around. Yeah. Well, that didn't go quite as planned. It's good to know it's good. Like the hammering, I don't know how that sounds because I will listen to this after this plays. And then over here on YouTube says sound good too. Fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate you guys letting me know. And yeah, man. Over here on TikTok, we're talking about the snow we got today. And if you guys got snow on YouTube, let me know, man. Somebody, I know, what is it, Maine? I think is getting a snowstorm like this weekend or something, or right now. I don't know, man. They're still in like the throes of winter, as I understand it. Minneapolis, I'm sure they're still getting something. Michigan's Upper Peninsula. Man, they get some snow up that way. I got family in Michigan's Upper Peninsula. They're Upers. Ooh, mamma mia. They get snow. They get snow. I actually got a really bad car accident when I was 13 up in the Upper Peninsula in a town called St. Ignace, actually. And that's where we crashed. We flipped 5 times from hitting ice. It was not fun. I was 13. And I was thrown from the vehicle, actually. And the most interesting thing about it was when I was thrown from the vehicle, I wound up in a whole lot of snow, deep snow. And I remember waking up and looking around like, what is going on? Because like I said, it was all white, but it was literally like 3 feet deep of snow. And I was just like, what's going on? And I was only 13, so I was just a tiny critter, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'll never forget the snow just like high above and almost above like my field of vision. Like I could only see just like the blue sky and then the white snow around me. But that was trippy. That was not a fun experience, to say the least. And I remember when the crash happened, my cousin, he was in the passenger seat. He rode with me to the hospital. And I remember him saying the ER or the ambulance was driving very quickly. And he said to the ambulance driver, he goes, aren't you guys a little concerned about, hitting more ice or anything like that? And the guy said, no, we're not worried about hitting ice. We're actually worried about hitting deer. And that was kind of wild to hear that they were more concerned about deer running out in front of them than actually hitting more patches of ice. Like, I don't know if it was because ambulances weigh so much or what, but yeah, it was a wild story. And effing around on TikTok says encourage more viewers to share. You know, yeah, blah blah blah. TikTok pops up and says that every now and again. So hey, yeah, share my feed, guys. Let's get some viewers here. Let's have a good conversation going. I never said that before. Thank you. Okay. So all right, let's see. That's one piece down. So for you guys to see what I've been doing, I got all the holes hammered in, and now I'm going to. I think I'm gonna do this one. It's already got some holes in it that I, like a nerd, I did not run my gouging tool. Like I said, I don't know what it's called. Trenching tool? I don't know, but it's what I'm using. And I'm going to use it again to run them across these dots. I'm going to do it to dig into the leather to give it like a little bit of a trench. So when the thread goes in, it gives it something to like protect the threads just a little tiny bit to make it a little bit more durable, if you will. Let's see. Oh, that was gross sounding. All right. All right, let's go over it again. I usually go over the trench twice when I do it. I don't know if there is like a suggested depth, but that's just the depth I've been working with. I don't know, maybe some do it 3 times. I know with leather work, there are things they will do like repetitively, and this might be one of them. I don't know. But yeah. And then back again. Let's see. And so these holes are actually quite off on one aspect of it. As you can see, the holes like completely missed. Because I didn't do the trench first because I am a silly goose. Why did I do that? Apparently I wasn't in the right frame of mind that day. That's all I could think. I was having a rough one. Who knows? But here we are. Time to do it again. Where is my hole puncher? Okay, and let's start it up again. And I've learned if I don't do a double tap, it doesn't go through. Not sure why. That's just the way it is. Whenever I say that's just the way it is, the song Changes by Tupac always comes to mind. Because, hey, it's just the way it is. I don't know if you guys like Tupac, but he was a very gifted writer. He used to take poetry classes. In fact, I think it was his high school teacher, music teacher. Can't remember who it was. Someone in his life knew that he had a gift for writing, and they encouraged him to start taking more artistic schooling classes, and that's how he was brought into more poetic writing. Was the teacher said, you know, consider poetry class, and he did, and you know, his rhymes are some of the best ever written, in my opinion. He had a flow and a charisma, unlike many out there. That is faux show. All right, let's get this warm, and we'll turn that corner. And there's some that use I think they call it a pinking or planking iron for leather work. And I do have one. It's in the house. I didn't bring it with me because I cannot figure out how to use it and not like, I don't know, like the leather gets so stuck in what I'm doing. It drives me crazy. But I actually like the holes that it makes better. Over here on YouTube, we got Marjan Conover. Hi. Sorry if I butchered your name. I didn't mean to. It's not a name you hear very often in my neck of the woods. Remember when I lived in Cleveland, there's a lot of Serbians, and they always have very obvious names. They're well, not always, but their last names will almost always have like a J in it, like a OJ, and it'll be like Oi, Yoi. Like one of them was like Stojanovic, And then there's like the Gojevic. He might actually be Croatian, but they're really close to each other anyway. And then the Croatians can have. There's a lot of Croatians down in Cleveland too, and they would have the C in their name. Like what's his name? Stipe Miocic is a cage fighter. He's also, I think, a firefighter in Cleveland. But Stipe Miocic, I think he spells his name like Miocic in our language, but it's pronounced Miocic. And there was a fighter last night on UFC, Uros. I can't say it well, so I don't want to butcher his name anymore. But his last name is spelled Medic in English, but it's pronounced Medic. And it's pretty cool. I like learning how language flows from country to country. All right. Let's see if these will match up. Oh, that's one that I got to strike on its own. All right, so here's another one that I did. Let me see if I got any more. I didn't go through these. I just grabbed them and came out here because I cut these up a long time ago. Finally getting around to making these into leather sheaths. Okay. Let's start here. And we'll do the same thing as I've been doing over and over again. Go through it again. There we go. Find me a river, one that's cold as ice. Find me a river, Lord, I'm gonna pay. Going down it 3 times, but Lord, I'm only coming up to wide. You guys know that song? Let me know. Very old honky tonk, legendary singer. That is from Alabama. Anybody know that one by chance? If you didn't know, that is Hank Williams Sr. He is one of my country heroes. Okay. I'll try this for the trench on this one. I don't know why I came so far in on this. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, it's like so far off the beaten path compared to like this side. Oh, what else? I was in like a crazy mood when I made these things. I don't know what was going on. All right. All right through those. Just keep it on, keep it on. Got the trench gone, as you see. Come on now. Got the trench. I'm gonna hit it one more time, and then I'll be stamping this again. That's the joy of leather work. Okay. And let's get the stamping. Where is my little... Okay, we'll start this way. Start heading down the trail. The trench. I actually brought some thread with me, so I could potentially, I've only been on for 29 minutes. I might be able to stitch some of these up after I dye them. Oh, my gloves fell off. But leather dye can take a hot minute to dry, even with the alcohol dryer in it, but we'll see what we can get done. It'd be cool to have like one finished tonight. Wow, I went right into the... They're supposed to be called self-healing mats, which I mean, I guess they are, but when you like hit the same spot over and over and over, it it starts to really dig into the mat. Here, I'll show you guys. You can see these little tiny rings. These are all from this tool. Every one of them. All right. There we go. Not hitting so hard now. Jeez, I was like beating the brakes off this map. I got a friend that recovers Bibles. It's really very cool. He's also done Lion Witch in the Wardrobe. That was really very cool. That was one of his nicest jobs he's ever done, actually. They looked so nice. He did like, I guess like almost 2-dimensional cover with the lion and stuff like that. And it was, to say the least, it was very cool. As you guys see, I'm just making my way around, just getting those holes in. Now I gotta find like the right amount of pressure to hit these with. I don't need to like completely slam through them, but it does help. Someday I'll have a leather sewing machine. When? I don't know. I actually don't mind threading up. When I get to that point, it's actually kind of cool. I dig it at least. Then we'll go right there. I actually need to get one with like much longer prongs on it, to say the least. And I'm gonna have to order it online or something. They're hard to find. Okay, so I got 3 that are hammered out. That's where we're sitting on these. Let's see if I got a bigger piece here. I got a bigger one. One of these might work. And we'll do this one right here, I think. Check. Yeah. It is Sunday. Fine. Oh, I can't remember the words. I used to know all his music. My dad used to always play it for us by the old bonfire. Growing up, he used to play Hank Williams, Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash was always our favorite. And the song we used to always love to hear the most was called "Don't Take Your Guns to Town." You guys ever heard that song by Johnny Cash? Give it a listen. Great song. Let's see. We're gonna skip off of TikTok for a bit. We're gonna head on over to, I think, to Instagram. Let's see. Still trying to figure out like what is my better option for going live. Okay, that's some interesting news in the world. Let's see. Sunday chill and leather work. Okay, that'll work. Let's go live. Okay, and back to this. Let's chat. Got you the river. The river was dry. I actually went to the place where Hank Williams was found on New Year's Day in the back of his Oldsmobile, I believe it was. I just got a blood blister on my finger, I think. I think it was in West Virginia, if I recall. And I was on my way to an Airbnb way up in the wild hills of West Virginia. And it was actually a very cool place. It was a barn, just a straight up old red barn. And the drive to get in there was way, way up in the mountains. And it was kind of strange because at first, you know, being up in the mountains, some of those communities are not very welcoming of people. I know some will say that's not true. No, I lived in the mountains and it is very true. They ain't too kind to outsiders. And where we wound up was at this very nice barn. And they didn't have any cell phone services way out in the boonies. And it was honestly one of my most favorite experiences I have ever had in an Airbnb. It was fun. There was no heat, there was no air conditioning, it was just ambient temperature. And we just were living wild and free. We were in through the back roads of West Virginia on our way home from Atlanta. Well, that's interesting. 13 silent ports. Man, I keep hitting my knee off the corner of this report. It's driving me nuts. It's starting to like bruise my knee. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay. I'll just hit it real quick. 3. All right, come on, give me my stick back. All right. Do that one independently. There we go. Got it. Just smoking cigars and making leather sheaths. How we gonna roll tonight? Then after I do this, I'm gonna go back again to make sure the holes made it all the way through. Because I know they did it on most of them. I did this mostly just to make like a guide, if you will. That I'd be able to hit later. And then I gotta make a little barrier. I think they call it the welt. So the threads don't get cut. When you put your knife back in your sheath. This is almost done. And then some will say almost only counts with horseshoes and hand grenades. I'd imagine there's some truth in that. There's little honesty behind every just kidding. A bad joke for that matter. Okay, that'll be close. I'll be a little bit off. That'll work. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Here's what it is. Why you gonna go? Oh, well, hello. Ayasoni. I want to say Persephone, but I don't think that's what it is. If it is, though, by all means, let me know. And now I'm just knocking all the stuff back. But I was basically making it just an outline, just to get these to where I know where to hit it. There we go. That got him through. There's the dennet beetle. Nobody ever gets that line, but I always wish people would get that line. It's actually a pretty funny line. It's actually a line from Jim Carrey in his movie The Truman Show. What a wild and dystopian movie that is indeed. One of my favorites, too. I think it's one of his best movies, in fact. I'm so on Jim Carrey. Some of his stuff is good, some of it's hit and miss. But that's one of the ones I really like. And that did not come out. Hit you again. There we go. That got you. All right. This. There we go. All right. So these two are mated. Sit over there. Now I gotta do another one. Yeah, I'll use this one right here. It actually looks like a pretty good match. Actually, not. I'll do this one. Yeah, that'll work right there. Yeah, that'll work even better. I don't know if you guys know what that was. That's ICP. How goes it, newcomers? How you doing? Okay. One day I'll learn how to cut a straight line with a razor. Someday. Make sure these are the ones that are supposed to match up. For a second there, I think I was a little off kilter. Oh, no, that matches. That will work. Very cool. I'll set you off over here. And now, I'll get back to banging on these. Right. Start this puppy right back where we started. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll start right here. This one. Throw that off a little bit. You know, let's try and hammer this all the way through. Let's do it. And that's why I don't do it. It's a freaking pain to get them out once you get them in. There we go. There we go. Now we got them. Now we're cooking with bacon. I've seen some people actually use drill press to do this, and it's actually pretty fast. I don't have a drill bit small enough. I don't think. Actually, I might now. I wonder. I must start doing that this way tonight too. To the person hanging out with me, to the people hanging out with me. How goes it? I'm Rachel. I'm out of Detroit, Michigan. This is Forge Le Femme, and I am making a leather sheath for one of these little knives. Maybe like this little guy. This might actually be the one that gets this sheath. I'm not sure yet. But hey, how's it going, people? I am Rachel. I will be your host for the evening. Yeah, that's. And, okay. And so we sailed into the sun in a yellow submarine. Everybody now, we all live in a yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. A yellow submarine. I actually used to go see Ringo's All-Star Band every year with my mom, or every other year. That's what it was, because Paul McCartney would tour every other year, and they didn't want to be in competition with each other, so it would be every other year. It was so much fun. It was really great memories, and it was always like musicians of yesteryear, some pretty cool ones. Be like guys from like the band Cream, stuff like that, and they play all their big hits. If you guys know Cream, you know, Layla, get me on my knees, Layla. If you ever seen Goodfellas, you definitely know that song. You know the piano version, or piano part at least. I used to work at a place that had a live band every Sunday, every Tuesday, that's what it was. And I remember the keyboardist and I hit it off, really cool guy. And we'd always talk old rock music. And he found out that I was a big fan of music with piano in it, like Little Richard, stuff like that. And it all started because he would play the piano part of Layla at the end of their set. He just played that. That'd be their sign off. And one day I got to tell him, like, that's my favorite part of the night. And he goes, "Oh man, is it because we're done and you're tired of hearing us?" And I said, "No, it's because I love piano in rock music." And from then on, he'd say, "Hey, this one goes out to Rachel. We're closing up tonight," or whatever he'd say. And then he'd start playing the dun 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 dun, or however it goes. I didn't do a good job on the melody, but it was great and it was super fun. And then he'd go get a glass of wine for me, and we would chat while everyone cleaned up their instruments. Then he'd be on his way, and I'd see him again next week. I wonder how that guy's doing, actually. I liked him. He's a good guy. Musicians are a breed unto themselves. Such an interesting culture. Doesn't matter what genre of music either. Musicians are just musicians. You get them together, they'll start making music. It's a great thing to experience. If you ever get the chance to be around them, give it a shot. They'll start making music before too long. You'll have some that'll start singing. They'll even have people start dancing. And it's just a good time for everybody hanging out. Okay, now I'm getting there. It's halfway, not even halfway. Yeah, about halfway. And I'm sure there are people just like tearing their hair out watching me do this right now. I am not very proficient at working leather. And that's the way I know how to do it. So that's the way I'm rolling right now. I should probably go to like Tandy Leather and try one of their classes. And even if it's like just making a bag, you still learn how to do basic skills, which I need to learn how to do. I have a friend who makes very nice knife sheaths for his knives. His knives are great, actually. And he actually learned by going to Tandy and picking up the basics. And it's pretty cool because Tandy can be usually, like, class is usually free. You just pay for the material, and they'll show you. Is that lined up? Looks like it is. But they'll show you the basics, and basics can get you so far on things. Just like in boxing, Basics in boxing are the jab, cross, hook. And I remember asking my coach, "So what happens in the fight when I get tired?" He goes, "We go back to your fundamentals, of course." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You got the jab, cross, hook." He goes, "That's your bread and butter. That's what you rely on in a fight." Little did I know he was right. I just move my muscles a bit. Been over for a while. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Rachel. I'm working on a leather sheath for a knife. Not really sure what knife yet. Maybe it'll be like, I did it right the first time. One of these little critters. I made it out of a file end. There's my logo. And just spin it like a karambit. It's actually what it was somewhat inspired by. A little bit of Japanese influence in there too. A little bit of just hanging around, having fun, seeing what could turn into what. It's like one of my favorite ways to forge, actually, is just see what is going on. All right. Oh, there's a little dog. That's my Lily. A little half breed. Beagle Manchester Terrier mix. Pretty neat little mix, actually. The funny thing is she's got some serious Beagle ways about her. She's also got some Manchester Terrier ways about her, which Manchesters are like Jack Russells. They look like Dobermans, actually, like little tiny ones. Oh, there's 3 different sizes of Manchester Terrier. They look like Doberman, though. And we think she was mixed with maybe the medium or sized one, maybe the full size, or maybe the medium or small size one. But she is not a good ratter by any means. Her nose is quite strong though, like a beagle's. But she does not channel her inner beagle very well. Like, she doesn't get on a trail and start howling like a beagle or anything like that. She does crawl, or not crawl, but like burrow. Oh my god, does she love to burrow? The little terriers are known to burrow too, so I don't know where she got that from, but it's how she rolls. All right, now I'm just gonna knock these pieces out, these little plugged up ends. Then I'm gonna make the welt. And I'll start working on an actual proper sheath. All right. There we go. Got them out eventually. Stubborn little critters. Yep, got that too. All right. Very cool. I'll be making my first one here shortly, getting it all sewn together. Now I just got to make the welt, like I said, about 14 times. And now I got to trench it. Like I said, I don't know what it's called, but it's what I call it. And it's this cool little tool right here. See, it moves. It's like a depth gauge. And it allows you to go so far in. It's got a little hole in it, like I said before. And it'll actually allow me to like gouge out some leather. I'll show you. There's one that's been gouged up pretty good. This one's been gouged. You can see a little bit of a trench in there. And that's so you can protect the thread a little bit. Nothing is infallible, but it gives it a head start, you know. Okay, let's go. All right. Dig it deeper. That's what we'll do. Doesn't work, dig the hole deeper. I don't know how that fit that so perfectly, but it did. All right, cool. Got some holes going. All right, let's get this in. All right, that is 3 times on that trench. Very cool. That'll work. It'll work. We'll make it work. All right. So y'all just showed up. Making a leather sheath here. These are going to be the front and the back. I'm going to grind the edges down. And then I'm going to get a welt. I got to start that now. And do it with probably this right here. I'm just going to cut it the length. This will be the bottom welt right here. I'm going to cut a length off that as well. I'm going to sew this all together. Do that like right there. All right. There we go. Back to bottom. Now I gotta stamp that real quick. Make it match. Touch glue, make it true. I'd be amazed if you guys even knew where I got that from. It's actually a movie quote. I always drop movie quotes. It's just what I do, and they're usually Jim Carrey. Oh, and by the way, big ups to Team USA, men and women's hockey. Both of them got the gold against Team Canada. USA has not beat men's Team USA has not beat Canada, or has not won a gold in 46 years. The last time USA won a gold in hockey in the Olympics was the Miracle Team in 1980. And I believe it was February 22nd as well, the day that they won. So the 46th anniversary was also today. And one of the players, can't remember which his name is, but he is a third generation gold medalist now. And his I think it's his uncle and grandfather or great grandfather were both gold medalists. Talk about cool family history. Now, that's got to be one cool family meetup at the old Thanksgiving meetup. Talk about your gold medals, show them. Not just everybody gets a gold medal in life, and not just everybody's a multi-generational gold medalist, or not just every family are multi-generational. There's some out there, but not many. Nastia Lukin, the gymnast, I believe her father was a gold medalist for Team USA. She was a very good gymnast too. Okay, we're over here. Balkan in the Wild. How does it go? Back to making blades? Not back to making them, but I'm making leather sheath for them. And that's where I is right now. Yep, all right, I got that piece in. Let's see. Did I do that? That's stupid. I think I did. Oh boy, I'm a nerd. Someday I'll learn how to do this right. Someday. A lot of leather work and proper planning. I guess like anything else in life. You got nunces like me, nunskies, whatever you want to call it. They're buffoons. And yes, I am. Why did I do that? Oh well, there's the work. Ah, let's try and cut that a little bit shorter. Did I have it? Probably. Trying to line it up with the light. Don't counter the lights. Okay, yeah, that's the right side. So this is the side I gotta cut. Okay. So that's actually a pretty good cut. I'll take it. 10 cuts for the win on this one. Okay. And back. Yeah, actually. It's close. I'll cut a little more, maybe. Not as far. I'm gonna cut that. I'm not gonna cut that anymore. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Okay. So start with that little thing. And I am doing this in such a completely silly way. I don't actually have any marking tools out here. Man, I'm a nerd. I got this. This might actually work. Let's try soapstone. I think soapstone works. Let's try it. Never actually used it for leather. I gotta make sure it hangs over just a little bit. Let's make sure both sides. And yeah, we'll call that good. That. Actually, I guess that's a dumb way of doing it. So we'll do this. I actually use tape measure thingy in here. Get the holes lined up. There, those are lined up. All right. Pop up booty. Okay, let's try that. Actually, that didn't do anything. So we'll just score it with the old razor knife. I think I hear my dog outside my door. You guys hear a little bit of jingling. That's my little Shiba Inu, I think. Oh, hey, I think this will work. I know it is just like watching paint dry. I could imagine watching someone work leather. Okay, we're doing okay. We're in good shape here. Probably what I'm going to spend my day doing tomorrow is fall sheaths. Got to see if Shopify will let me put these up on Shopify, actually, when I'm done with them. I hear they can be a bit not so accepting of knives, which is a bit unfortunate to hear, because these are like the most utilitarian knives I've ever seen. But people don't like knives. Yeah, I like my cigar. I usually light them when they're short, but I've been like burning my hat, and I am not trying to do that. And yeah, so that's where we're at. Huh. Oh, there we go. I don't know why I did it this way. What I did, I jumped down. Actually, I got a way I can fix this, and I will. I'll just do it like this. Yeah, that'll be fine. Yep, there we go. I'm such a nerd. You guys are watching in real time. Someone have no idea what they're doing. You guys ever heard of the Interrupters? That was them. One of the best Scottish punk bands that got in a long time, actually. I had a chance to see them at a very small venue. And I didn't go because I'm a nerd. I wish I would have, because it was only like a 200-person venue. I don't even know if it was 200, to be honest. And like, oh, they'll be back around, I bet. Nope, they will never play a show that small again. They are, or not for a long time at least. They're now playing much, much bigger venues. And it's super cool to see that they have done so well. Good band. They play with some good bands too. I don't usually go to multi-band shows anymore. I used to when I was younger, but it's just not my thing anymore. And that is one band though that I would go see with multiple other bands, like Rancid, who I'm a huge fan. I've seen them many, many, many times. There we go. That looks more lined up. Try that. All right, now let's get these all taken care of right quick. This is my family. I want to sit back. I want to understand. Okay, there we go. So that's for that side. Now that means we gotta cut this guy down to fit more appropriately. Off. Here's somewhere around here. All right. Okay, now I gotta figure it out. Okay, cool. Almost sad. Then I'll be dyeing it all, and then I'll have to do some burnishing. Oh, dude. Here. It's here. There. Chat right there. Okay. Okay. There we are. I used to get on and go live and do a bunch of funny accents as I was working on things. Yeah, some people liked it, some people didn't. It was fun though, to be completely honest. And I'd start talking like a Boston accent, a New York accent. Okay, now let's get these holes punched. Almost there. Some say you need to take a class, and I do agree there's some merit there. Some will say just get out there and try it. Experience will teach you so much. I think that has a ton of merit in its own right. I didn't know how to make knives. I still don't really know how to make them all that well, but I do make knives. It all started by just trying something I've never done before. I did some reading. It was pretty cool. It's pretty good instructable too, actually. That's how I learned how to make knives. Then I met people in knife making groups. Then I learned about this show called Forge Le Femme. Then they called me. No, they didn't call me. I shouldn't say that. They messaged me. They asked if I would like to be on the show or try to go through all the interviews and stuff. About an 8-month process. I said yes, of course. It was a very fun time in my life. Wild, but fun. It is certainly the Twilight Zone. Hollywood is unlike anything I've ever experienced. It is so wild, so big, so incredibly exciting. The days were very long, 15-hour days roughly. And we were flying through the streets of New York City. It was fun. It was wild. I always wanted to go back on, but they were scared. I scared them. I got a health issue that freaked them out a little bit. They were like, nope, ain't never going to have you on again. And they did not. And they didn't say that. I just was being theatrical. Okay. There goes my stick. All right. Again. There's my brush. Okay. Actually, got to stamp these. All right, it's all lit now. Okay, so where are my stamps? So this is one I always like to use. This is the American flag, and I usually put that on the back, and then I usually do my backwards R. Hard to tell. There you go. And then on the front, I always do Forge Le Femme, and it's a 5-tap. And I'll show you what 5-tap means in a second. You get some water. Now, when you're stamping leather, you actually need some water, which I have. I just don't want to use that water, but we'll use it because I don't have anything else. Put it like somewhere over here. A little bit of water. You don't need much. You know what? Let's just see if I can get a couple drops on there. Get out of here. We're going to do this because I'm going to do some texturing. All right. Get that. Don't get too wet. Just put a little bit of water on there from there. All right. As you can see, that's now very pliable. This is going to be good for stamping. We're going to hit that. I don't know if I want that to be front or back. I guess it doesn't really matter. But here is the old American flag. Yeah, put it down somewhere around here. And now you see, got an American flag stamped in. And then I'm going to take my R, my backwards R, I'm going to put it just above it. Let's see, backwards R. I actually carved this stamp. That was a fun one to make too. Take this, put it right above that. There we are. Let's see if I can. We'll just leave it. That'll be it. See, there's my R and my flag. Then on the front, we're going to do the 5-tap. The 5-tap is a bit different because it's literally 5 taps. You'll see. I do a cross, an X actually. So X marks the spot. And then see an L, Forge Le. And then we got that. I'll put 2 F's on it. And then I'll show you what I'm done. F. F. As you can see, Forge Le Femme. And then the back side, that's the flag and the R. I'm going to take, let's get this cleaned up a little bit, straighten it out a bit. Here we are. All right. Okay. Put my flag there, my razor knife there. Let's take put that away. There's some more texturing, so I'm going to do a little bit around the FLF. Trying to get a little on the side here. Little bit. I learned that from one of my friends who does much finer leather work than I do. But it actually works by coming at it. Like if you can't get it and you need to get a little bit on the end, you just tilt this on the angle a little bit and put that little bit in there. It does. It actually looks nice. Thank you, Mike. My buddy Mike that taught me that. All right. And that'll be basically it. Right there. Just a little bit. Not much, just a little bit texturing. Okay. Now, cut this. We're doing the thread. I was always told measure 7 times around, or measure around once, then do 7 times that length that you measured. That's what we're going to do. That's how you wind up with a lot of extra thread. And I use those little bits of thread for all kinds of things. 1. Now we have 2. Spin this out of it. Now we have 3. And it's just very repetitive. Now we got 4. And then 5. Come on. 6. And 1 more. And this will make 7. And that'll be plenty of thread to do my job. I'm going to use this knife to cut the thread. There we go. And now I've got my thread. This is what I'll be putting my sheath together with. Okay. Now, this little bit here, out of the way. Let's get some. We're going to try with brown. Hopefully brown is enough. That's why I'm using a brush and not the dabber. Ashes in my box. All right, good. All right, so we're going to do it from brown. And let's get to dyeing. I just actually a mixture. Oh, that looks like black. Did I put black dye? Oh my god, I was losing my mind that day when I did this. I put black in my brown dye. Well, you get to see it here first, folks. I am a cuckoo. Yep, I was crazy the day I did this. I don't know what I was thinking. Someday I'll know. And they sure ain't today, though. I think I was trying to play around with colors the day I did this. That's the only thing I could think of why I would do something so silly. Since I'm doing dye, it would be smart to put some gloves on, actually. So, without further ado, and these things really stick together. Unlike the blue ones that I just had, I ran out of. Those don't stick together. These things stick together. You would not believe. All right. Now I don't have to be so careful. Okay. Might have just barely enough to get by. Squeak by. Squeaking by on this one. I wonder why I did that. I guarantee it was because I was trying to have some fun dabbling with colors. When I only have a little bit left, I'll usually start playing around with them. But this one just turned out pretty much a very deep, rich. I don't want to see black because I know there's some red in there and I can see it, but pretty close. Okay. Oh, that's actually much better than I expected it to. Wow. What a technique. Oh, yeah, there's definitely some red in there. It's hard to tell on camera. Maybe. But yeah, I mixed some of the oxblood red and light brown and black. Fun enough, fine enough, I'd say. A little bit streaky. That is whatever. Actually, we'll try something real quick. Okay, let's keep it down. And then do a quick wipe off. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Rachel. I'm doing some leather dyeing right now. I'll wipe this off. There we go. That got a good coating on it. I'll take it. Oh man, that's such a pretty color. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's got a little bit of red in there. It's a really nice color. Way nicer than I expected, I'll say that. It's always so cool when that stuff comes out better than you ever expect it to. It's the wrong times, and it really worked out. Oh, fun. All right. That's an interesting little thing I just learned. That's fun. All right. Not sure if I want to finish it off with like a beeswax or a Resolene or what. Resolene I don't do very often. It's very, very shiny. And ain't quite my vibe, I guess you could say. Some people say. Okay, no. I do not have a leather needle. I failed so hard on this. Oh boy, I was like, I got everything together. Everything is figured out. No, it wasn't. Oh boy. All right, so that means I gotta run inside. Dang it. Let's see, hour and a half. Yeah, I'll be back in a minute with the needle. Oh, there's my dog. A wee little critter. She's madder than the heck or something. Let's see if I can get her to come back with me. Okay. Mochi. Okay, come. Okay. Got a leather needle and I'm back. How goes it? Really did turn out nice. I don't know how to describe the color other than it's kind of red. Very pretty. I'm a fan of it. Let's put this cap on. 50 something degrees in here. It's a little bit chilly. It doesn't matter. I'm almost done. I'll be out of here before too long. And night will be all mellow. Okay. Let's start putting this together. I guess I probably should have done something like leather weld or something like that, but I'm a nerd and I didn't do that. That looks about right on money. But is it? That was very obvious. Now I gotta play the puzzle game because I'm a nonce and I didn't put them down in the right order. That's what happens when you're a dum-dum like me. Definitely goes over here. Huh. Spot on. Start like right here. There we go. This is the threading it together process. It's not very exciting, but it is, I like it. I like the process. This is wax leather thread, actually. Oh gosh, I should not be doing that. I am really losing my mind. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to do it piecemeal and look like a crazy person the entire time I'm doing it. Oh boy. Oh well. Consider this a lesson learned. Shishka. As my Polish grandmother would say, shishka. A kishka with shishka. And when you do your stitching, through, you skip every other hole. Okay, that's gonna get in the way endlessly and get very frustrating. I think it's actually some call it a saddler stitch, something like that. Saddler, I can't remember. Something like that. Okay. And you do them every other hole on one side. Back across the other way. So, just back and forth, like a sewing machine, basically. More or less. If there is a way for me to catch this thread on stuff, my goodness, I'm getting it caught. Eesh. How embarrassing. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna do the sides all black, I think. With a darker vibe. Yeah. Well, hello. How's it going over there in YouTube land? If you haven't been here before, I am Rachel. This is Forge Le Femme, and I am currently hand stitching a leather sheath for a knife. And I'm doing this all sorts of backwards. It's the way I tend to roll. I don't know why, but it is. Silly goose, I guess. As you see, as I go rotate back and forth, skipping every other hole. And now that I've gone back on the other side, you can see now it's every hole. That's just the way it is. There's a way of doing it with 2 needles, which I've never actually tried it. But that's a pretty cool way. I need a stitching pony, actually. I need to actually just make one. Come on. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, I use my teeth. My champus. That's what God gave me. Oh, hello everybody. I'm in here making a leather sheath right now for one of my little end cut knives. I'll show you guys. These are actually my throw it on the ground now till I clean up. Call these end cuts. Make them out of old file pieces that I made bigger knives from. I might even make this the one that I give her. I'm not sure. I'm giving it to someone that bought something from me recently. And because she was very cool about things. So I'm giving her it. That's the cool part about being a maker is you get to make all the rules. Not a department store, just the one girl maker. Getting to the point now where I got to add another piece because I was a silly goose and didn't add it when I should have. But hey, it's not going to make the sheath any less viable. It just makes me look like a goober. There we go. Getting it through, getting it through. Oh, where are you guys coming out of tonight anyway? You guys can hear me also. Give me a like. Lets me know I'm still coming in good, you know what I mean? Or even throw some comments in the chat below. I love talking about life in general. It's a lot of fun. Let's see. What's correct? What is it correct? It looks correct to me. We'll find out here shortly. Oh, missed it altogether. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I wonder if that's where I was supposed to go with this one. Oh, there we go. I think I got it. George, I think I got it. Come on, get in there. There we go. All right, getting there, getting there. Little by little. Oh, we still got someone hanging around, rock and roll. Hope you guys are having a good time watching me fumble my way through some leather work. All right, got put in the next piece, which can't remember the way this thing goes. There. That's actually it. Let's give her a go. No, that is not the right way. Flip you. There we go. That looks more correct. And when you pre-punch the holes, because it's really thick leather, you'll start straightening it out. Because you'll just be following the holes you punched. There. I always like to ask where everybody's from when they tune in. I've had some of the coolest people to chat with. They've been from all over the world, from Spain, Portugal. Portugal was actually recently. Brazil, Argentina, Nigeria. Nigerians are always the fun ones to talk to when they're soccer players because they're really freaking fast. And they're really good soccer players over there. And these guys I last talked to, it was really fun. They were being silly, just living up life, and we were we went live together. Actually, it was fun. Anyway, these guys were like serious soccer players. You can see they were very fit, and they're like, "You don't play soccer. You've never played soccer before." And their accents were super cool. I wish I could do them justice, but it was really fun talking to them. And it was, I think they were really far ahead of us. It was a bright sunny day where they were, and it was dark as night where I was. Like, it was almost like 10 hours ahead of us or something. Long ways ahead of us on the time scale. Alrighty. Oh, I'm alive. Did I? It just started over. Why did it start over? That's so strange. Well, okay. I was live for like an hour and a half, and then like I don't know. I think I was actually live at an hour 40 when I ran inside to grab a needle. Yeah, either way. Yeah. You know, since I'm out here, I can't smoke cigars inside. I'll have me a cigar outside. Let's get one of these critters fired up. All right. And I don't do a cut or anything. I actually just usually bite the end off. Just like that. Like a little plug of tobacco comes out. We're good to go. There we go. Oh man, that's a nice stick. I like these. These are Dominicans. And they're just they're so I like them so much. They make me happy. All right, let's get back to it. Let's get more so. I got two people hanging out. If you guys can hear me, give me a like. Tell me what part of the world you're from. Let's talk about the weather because we've had some pretty unexpected weather. It went from because I'm in Detroit, and we had some typical winter weather. Actually, got kind of cold here this year in Detroit, and then it turned really very nice, like 40s, 50s. Yeah, actually, it was hitting over. I think it hit 54 one day. It was really like, unexpected, and then cold weather came back, and we're in it right now. But it's actually snowing right now, and to me, I love the snow. And if it's gonna be cold, I at least like the opportunity to enjoy it in something like snow. Wintertime is usually my favorite time of year. And this year proved to be still my favorite time of year. It just makes me happy. Love to be in the snow. I love the cold air on my skin. Get warm in the blankets. snuggle up to my pup. My little dog is a fantastic little heater. Coming around the bend, getting close. And I'm gonna do some quick sanding on this, I think. Clean up the edges, and then I'm gonna dye them black. And I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll burnish it, and that'll be it. Then I gotta pick a knife to fit in this sheath. I don't know which one I'm gonna put in here yet. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? I'm Rachel out of Detroit, and this is Forge Le Femme, and I'm making a knife sheath right now. You see, I'm getting close, almost there. Close to halfway. On the sewing side, at least. Alright. You start getting into a rhythm. That's nice. I get a rhythm. Get a rhythm. We got married in a fever. Than a pepper spray. I'm going to Jackson. Better comb your hair. Ain't going to Jackson. I need to learn the words to that. What was it? What Phoenix. He played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line. He actually sang and played the music in the whole movie. And he did not know how to play guitar before that. He taught himself. Luckily, Johnny Cash is pretty basic country music. And he does have a couple walks here and there, but it's all pretty easy music. But Johnny Cash had a particular unique way of playing, whereas he would be strumming along, he'd start like most people like strum over the body. He'd start moving up the neck. He'd be about halfway up the neck strumming. That was just Johnny Cash's way of playing. The guy just had moxie. My mom and dad actually saw the Highwaymen. You guys never heard of the Highwaymen? That was like probably the biggest country supergroup and one of the biggest supergroups in world history. And it was Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson, or Chris K, as some know him, or Whistler, if you watch the movie Blade, and Willie Nelson. And their big song is called "The Highwaymen." It's a good song. If you've never heard it, give it a listen. I sailed the schooner around the Horn of Mexico. The best part about it is you hear all the guys have their part, and they're all like one of them was like a highwayman, or a thief, and he was those bastards hung me in the spring of 25, something like that. But I am still alive. And then Johnny Cash comes on and he goes, I fly a starship across the universe divide. Oh, what the hell? Oh man, I messed up somewhere. Damn it. Always happens. All right. Let's pull you out. Here I am talking country music history and I'm losing my marbles. How did that happen? Oh, I didn't mess up. I'm done. Someday I'll figure out how to do the dang thing. I don't know if today is that day. Yeah, I'm fumbling. Oh boy. It's getting to the bitter end at this point. I just need to start hanging it up here soon. And when I get to the end, I like to go a couple beyond just to give it a little bit extra tenacity. Just like this. Doesn't overlap it too much or anything. So we're gonna come through here. Now you're gonna see I'm gonna come through the hole. Expect it to come through. See the needle coming? There it is, right here, next to the thread. I'm gonna pull this through. There. And now I'm gonna cut the thread at a good length to tie it at. Actually, I gotta take my gloves off for this. These gloves I got a size large. I'll never do that again. Size medium from now on. It just is a better fit all the way around. Okay. Cut this off. There we go. All right, guys. I'm at the very tail end of my leather sheath. I have to tie these 2 strands right here, and then I'm gonna tuck the threads inside there. And that's one of the ways you can lock off. Some will do it with a synthetic, which I believe this actually is a synthetic leather thread. It's not leather, but thread for sewing leather. And they'll take it and they'll smear it right into the grooves. And I've tried that, and it turned out it was an absolute disaster. So I don't do that anymore. I just do this way, and it's the way I've seen a lot of leather workers do it. So I'm just gonna follow the people and march on the shoulders of giants, and they're bigger giants than me. And yes, I do use my teeth. Okay, now we're gonna cut this off. I'm gonna leave a fair length, not a ton, but a fair length. Now you just got a little bit left. I'll show you. We're gonna use the knife right here. We're just gonna tuck them in and get in there. There goes one. Push it way down in there. There we go. And then we'll see this one right here. I'm gonna push that one in. There we go. And then I'm gonna sand it to clean it up a bit. Here's the sheath. Who knows? Maybe this knife will fit. Let's see if this knife fits. I actually just made kind of a generic size. And that actually fits really well. I actually might make that the one I gift to a Cigar. That was very cool and made a purchase from me. That actually might be how I do it. I think that might be it. So I'm going to set you guys up by my belt sander. By the way, go Team USA bringing in the gold today, men's and women's hockey. Very proud of you guys. And a lot of you are from Michigan. Okay. So let's get this. We're going to go to this guy right here. So I'm going to get the tripod rocking in the free world. All right, let's lock it off. Still trying to figure out a faster way to do this. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. More slowly, less surely. Call me Squirrely Shirley. Actually, my mom had a neighbor growing up named Shirley, and she was cuckoo. And they called her Squirrely Shirley. Okay, let's see. Actually, we'll put you. Let's see, right here. Actually, that height works everything. Okay, so we are gonna do some sanding on here. And you'll see like why I'm gonna do it. You can see it's a little bit uneven, a little bit of overhang, and like you can see, there's a bit of hangover there as well. All right, we'll call that good. And this stuff smells absolutely horrible. This is leather. Oh my god, it smells so bad. Clean up a little bit more along. It's hard to see on camera, maybe, but a little bit. All right, you can't see much. Change, maybe you can. Just a little bit. I'm gonna stain it, dye it, whatever you want to call it, and then I'm gonna burnish it. Okay, let's see. I do this all in my one fell swoop. Well, put you in the lights for a second. Sorry about that. All right. There we go. All the way down. Those. That. Okay. And we'll put you back where you came from. And there we go. There's my stool. Gotta get it straightened out. There we go. All right. I am back. Now I gotta do a little bit of cleanup. I gotta bevel the edges a little bit. Where's my little beveling tool? This is what I'll be using right here. Cool little beveler. You can see like how the edges kind of kick off and stuff. I'm gonna be cleaning that up. Okay, and that is good. A little bit there. All right. Let's go right across the top too. Why not? That needs to be cleaned up. Ah, that looks better already. That scrub off the top. Just like that. All right, you were able to see, I cleaned up, I beveled the edges just enough to get, like it's a little ready. I'm sanding it. I'm gonna clean all that up. Got a little bit more to go around the side. Go across the top. Just a little bit. There we go. And now you can see it's got the edges are beveled and it, well, to me it looks much nicer. Cleans it up, makes it look good. There's my extra thread. Okay. Uh-oh. What just happened to my phone? My other phone just like went black on me. What the hell has happened? Like, oh, it's dying. That's why. That makes sense. Where is my data line? It's right here. There we go. All right. Now we're back. Sorry about that. All right. Now we're going to do some black. We're going to black. Okay. Now, yeah, throw that away. Probably should have taken my gloves off, but whatever. Get a little black on my hands. Oh, I will say leather dye is pretty unforgiving. It does not wash off. It wears off. There we go. Get that back along that edge. It died little by little. Color is kind of like a very deep, rich, almost blood red. It's really hard to see on camera. And it came about from mixing oxblood red dye with a light brown and some USMC black. It's a pretty cool color, to be completely honest. In my opinion, at least. And I'll be burnishing this before too long. And then I'm probably going to buff it in wax. I like when I hit them with wax. It's always been a nice look. Old fashioned too. And it's going to a girl into the Renaissance Festival. She's a Rennie, so it'll be extra cool. Have that old fashioned finish. An old fashioned finish, the good thing about it is it also, you can tell if something's got an older style finish to it. A more modern style that I'm aware of is called Resolene. And Resolene is got its place, I guess, for some. I'm not a fan. It's a little bit too shiny for my tastes. But that's, variety is the spice of life. That's why there's so many handmade makers around the world of all the same things. Getting there. When you burnish everything at the very end, it really makes it look like a much nicer piece. Not as unfinished, I guess you could say. The devil is in the details. It's the little tiny details, I swear, that matter the most. All right, got some more to go. We're almost done. And I will not be able to show the burnishing part. I was hoping I would, but no, it's got to dry. And that takes a little bit more than just a couple seconds. Several minutes. There we go. Got every little end. This little spot right here. I'll let that soak down into the sheath a bit. Okay. You know what, phone? Just charge over there. I thought my phone would come back, but I guess the charger's not fast enough where we are. All right. Now I gotta do a quick wipe down. Gonna actually, I'm gonna soak that area a little bit. There we go. Got all that real good. Get down in the. Get it? Why not? Let's get it inside of it. Now I got the whole interior. That's all black. Got all the edges black. But now I need to get a paper towel. Actually, I need to close the die before I knock this across the whole workspace. That would not be cool. Which I have done. That's not fun. All right. Now, let's get this shop towel all rolled up. Start wiping it down. I don't know if everybody does this. I don't even know if this is a proper measure. That's what I'm doing. Get all that extra black off of that. Then I gotta hit it with some nice leather cleaner. Not leather conditioner. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Conditioner. I love the smell of leather conditioner too. Stuff smells absolutely amazing. Okay. I'm gonna call that good for now. And this will be the finished sheath. Something like this. I don't know if this is the knife I'm gonna put in it yet, but there you are. I got another knife. Let's see. Let's try this guy. This is my Japanese kind of inspired one. Another end cut. It's like a Kiridashi inspired. And let's see. That actually fits, but it's a little tight. But actually, it's not a bad fit. That's a solid fit. That might be the one. Let's see. One of these cute little guys. I love these little guys. Nope, that will not work. They're all poopy. Know that? Yeah, I know that'll work. But nah, that's not gonna be the one. I think this will be the one right here. This looks like the winner to me. Perfect. Has a little ring and everything. How cool is that? All right. You guys, I am heading out here. Have a fantastic evening. Cheers. Give me a like, subscribe, and follow. I'll be back maybe tomorrow night, actually. Maybe tomorrow afternoon. We shall see. Rachel from Forge Le Femme. I am out. Have a fantastic Sunday and have a good week. Cheers.